at the squad window. If you're in party 3, go blue. 3 blue, 3 blue. 4 green, 4 green. Here's the green.
You are a welcome
Blue
guest.
and green. So 3 go blue, 4 go green. So yes, you'll notice the extra decorations in here for practicing things.
Yes, Kai, that is a jumping puzzle to get back up here.
Rude.
So this class is perfect for actually doing practice between ourselves on this kind of stuff. Because, well, first I'm going to start with main build.
1 second, Griff.
Okay.
Is someone recording?
Yes.
Outstanding, thank you. Sorry, carry on.
Alright, so that is the build. I have it posted in current builds as well, but bases being minstrel armor, scepter, focus, rifle. Before we'd been playing Chrono as more of a boonstrip focused build. And now we're gonna a lot of other guilds have been playing it as more of a support role for a bit, but we're gonna give it a shot in terms of more focusing on boon support, more of a firebrand role, like baby firebrand. So you can put out a significant amount of stab. And stab being what would prevent us from getting pulled. So as your number one thing to think of, like firebrand, stability uptime to prevent such shenanigans. The easiest access being your mantra, which you should have your heal mantra and that mantra charged up automatically whenever you get on the map. You should also have it as your underwater skills, so they don't reset whenever you go underwater.
For power break, I forget that. Does that just stun break you?
The stun for you, yeah.
Okay. It grants stability to everyone, but it just stun breaks you.
Right. We do have an AoE stun break in your distortion, your F4. Through that trait. So you've got your mantra, which you have 2 charges. Try not to use the last one unless you have to, so you don't have to recharge the thing. Which would be equivalent to like a baby stab. Then you have your bigger stab, which is longer in duration as well in your F4. That also does a group stun break to get out of such things. Similar to your shake it off or whatnot. And then your other shatters also have stability. All you So yeah, all the shatters all give stab, and with that in your mantra, you can kind of practice rotating, using them slowly over time, so you don't run out of the orange good boon that is stability.
Another question on power break. I notice with the mesmer mantras, you actually get an effect after you charge it. For that one, should you wait to use that one until you're kind of like maybe at like 1300 range, pop it so that you get the stability from charging it up? Or is that one you just like to have charged and ready to go?
You really just want to have them charged, ready to go. I mean, they did change this one trait. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, where they actually changed it to when you use the charge instead of when you charge it.
Oh, okay.
Which is much more convenient and useful. And your heal mantra also heals people around you too, so since you have that second charge, you can use that on cooldown to just kind of keep people healed. Same thing, trying to avoid using your last charge unless it's a big situation.
Is that 100% better than the healing skill?
Debatable. The heal skill might, or the heal mantra might be worth trying.
I like it because it's instant.
Yeah, the instant cast and not having to ground place it makes it way easier to play, but it's worth trying the well to see if it gets better results.
Getting healthy.
And then, similar to Firebrand, you have a big AoE stability in your Well of Precognition, which also has some heal on it trait, but main thing being the big stability that everybody gets on each pulse. You've also got Aegis in there, which is not a boon you really give much of. That's kind of the weak spot on this build versus Firebrand. But in that Well of Precognition, you have it, so that's a big kind of clutch moment. We push, we get pushed. Big stability. You guys have already been playing with the pulls and stuff, but my idea was that one team go up on top and the other team pull them, and then just reverse that. Now that you guys know what your stability is, whoever goes up top can try to use stability and not get pulled. So stop hitting each other for a moment and let them get up there. Also, clones can be inconvenient. Try to shatter those suckers. So there is kind of a trick to the placement of, in this kind of situation, if you're trying to pull somebody down, you want it to be, yeah, like halfway up the wall. Otherwise, you just pull them to the edge of the wall.
Getting healthy. Rage at
And if it says immune, that means they had stability. So just, enough pulls will eventually pull them down. It's not wasted. If you pull them and it says immune or whatever, it's taking away a stack of stability. So it's not bad, and multiple pulls will overcome that. That's why we try to do our pulls all at once. But if everybody's pumping stability, it'll be a bit harder to get through that. So yes, the Focus 4 is what we're talking about with the pull. It's a 2-use skill. So you put down the line, and then you press it a second time, and it does its pull effect, pulling people towards that line. It used to be much greater range. It's down to only 600 range now to put that line down. But it does a really unique pull that nobody else can really do the same type of pull. Like, the Reapers have a really good pull too, but this can pull from different angles. Alright, so we got our stability ideas, rotating mantras, good pulls there. Switch
That. So that was actually a good one. You threw Gravwell on us to rip our staff.
Yeah, so comboing skills and doing things together is really big, and you have a lot of alacrity, self-alacrity. You can't really share the alacrity anymore, but you can really just pull off your own combos and do stuff really quick, because you can assume the enemy's going to have Aegis. They're probably going to have stability. So You can try to kind of poke at them a little bit with your longer range stuff, say like your focus skills or just 1-1-1-ing, whatever, to break a little bit before you go for that pull, because you need them to be. If there were more boon rips, you'd be using null field instead of one of the other skills. That would give you a chance to kind of boon rip and then pull. But in this case, we'd be counting more on our scourges to do that for us. They can stick their stuff up there, and then you do the pull. It'll work.
Getting healthy.
But weapons and skill-wise, I mean, the other skills in Scepter are not really awesome. Like, you're not going to be using the 3 ever. You don't do damage. Don't really worry about it. The 2 is a nice little block if we're pushing and you don't have other things to hit. The 1 auto attack does start generating clones for you. But that's not a bad thing to do if you don't have anything else going on. But better to keep things rotating and get into rifle.
One also gives a little bit of cover boons for our emobes.
Cover Condi.
Yeah, cover Condi.
Getting healthy.
And so in terms of the rifle, it's a newer weapon. I honestly haven't played it a whole lot. The more traditional weapons being sword, shield for the CC, and staff was used for a little bit. But the really where it really shines is in the 5, because there's not a lot of resistance in general. You do have some in your shatter, your F4 as well, but resistance is really big if we're pushing and trying not to get CC'd, just avoid the immobes, the cripples, the chills. Hence I have some of these turrets here we can kind of work with.
You guys should go up top so that Thero can get like full placement.
Yeah, let's get some victims up there.
The biggest thing about your rifle is putting singularity shot on your feet.
Right, the idea being you want to hit our group with that. That's not to hit the bad guys. You want to give us barrier and resistance. Got some nice boons out of the 3 as well. Same thing, you want to hit our group with it, not the enemies. Region's always nice from the 2. I mean, the 4 is a CC, but really your job isn't really CC, so don't mess with that too much. There's better things you can be doing to support it. And then, you know, swapping back, looking for another pull opportunity. But you have enough going on with the minigame of just keeping stability up that then you're thinking of, on top of that, trying to get more resistance if we're going somewhere that's CC heavy. Thinking of stun breaks with the F4 if people get stunned, or especially if we're doing a bait. If we're doing a bait, definitely we need extra stability. And a lot of times, even if you do your best, people are going to get ripped, and you have to reapply and stun break people. So in a situation where we're baiting, if we're moving up and then there's a call to show back, you need to hit your F4 right away. Just assume somebody got stun braked, and you're going to save them with that and give them resistance to get out. And then you have your second resistance with that rifle 5 as you're rotating through to get more. And then it's really just the utility skills, and some of these are going to switch out depending on the situation. Mesmer is a very unique class with a lot of unreplaceable stuff. So the one I put up is got Illusion of Life on it, and the other ones we spoke about to get stability. The Illusion of Life is huge, and this is another one we practice pretty well in here. We've got some other res skills in the warrior banner. We've got the glyph from the Ellie's. They're slow. They're super slow casts. The illusion of life is really, really fast cast. And it reses multiple people without having to mess with specific illusions or anything like that. So that's really the one thing you need to be really well hotkeyed on, or have it on a really good keybind and be ready to drop that on and practice it, is the illusion of life. It's better than the Sig on Guardians because it's just way faster to cast and way easier to hit multiple people. If we're running multiple Chronos and we have the res covered, that would be one where we would want a Veil maybe. Or could be feedback, could be but Veils we don't need too much of, and a lot of times the commander will have that covered. So we just need both of those components in the group somewhere.
Rage at max.
If we did have somebody that was like fell down, we could use that rifle 5 to portal them back up.
Yeah, you
But
could.
we'd have to stay up on top of the wall, though.
Well, it just creates a line for like one person to go through it.
Okay, I'm
Anyway,
understanding
so-
it now.
And we're still using nullification on both weapon sets just for shatters.
It's gonna trigger off of Grabwell. Wait, is that the one from Interrupt or from Flank?
Flank.
Yeah, so any kind of weird hit you get from her clones or anything should be triggering that.
Yeah, and just to
But,
really
I mean-
answer your question, if you fire Singularity Shot off of this wall, you can portal up a friend without having to swipe the portal. So you just like put it on the ground ahead of you, and then double
Okay.
tap the 5 skill.
But honestly, we could probably like test out some different runes and relics and maybe get it something a little bit more support focused on. So yeah, this is a thinking player's class, and it does require, ideally, also you being willing and able to speak into the microphone, because it's much more ideal to not have the other Chronos waste their illusion if somebody else is pressing it. Same thing if, you know, a warrior's doing a res banner or whatever. There's certain callouts that like help significantly to have more efficient use of other people's skills. But there's not that many. Like, each class only would have one or two things that they would even need to say. But illusion would be the one thing that would help if the Wizards were casting that. And yeah, I mean, we, running multiple Chronos, we'll treat it just like the Warrior Bubble banner, and we'll have that set up at the start of the run.
Getting healthy.
Meta Battle has them running a bunch of healing on their runes and sigils. Does this put out enough healing that's actually worth it?
It's minstrel gear, so that it's not going to be too bad. I would recommend anything for boon duration, so your boons last longer over heals. Like if you need more concentration, take that first.
Okay.
The rifle heals on its attacks though.
That's a good point. Yeah, the rifle auto attack is a heal, so that's something to be on top of. And yeah, I mean it's more a fireban replacement than a Tempest replacement. You'll still have a Tempest or Druid or whatnot to cover the pure heal.
Rage at max.
So
And
is
the
that-
more
but if
heals
we're-
you have, the more barrier you get off of your 5.
So, if I'm attacking it, it's healing the people near it, or should I be targeting the person I want to heal with rifle 1?
Should target the person you want to heal, because if you're targeting an enemy, it shoots the enemy.
Okay.
Getting healthy.
And then illusionary warden, is it like if we're coming in and we're getting projectiled, is that going to protect us very much?
It's a skill. You can hit it. Doesn't hurt.
Okay.
Don't
Main-
rely on it.
The main benefit of that one is really that it's 1200 range versus all of your other shorter range stuff. So
Oh, okay.
if we are poking or you're trying to pull him off of something, that's one you can reach him with first, and then hopefully do your other stuff effectively.
And I think that one's kind of weird, like where it places. Like it doesn't always place right on you, but it's like that whirling bubble is the reflect zone. So, you know, sometimes it pops up right in front of you, other times it pops up wherever.
If
So
I'm
it's
remembering,
not super reliable.
sometimes you can get it up on top of the wall, and that'll be the clones you see up on top of the wall, and then you can get them to shatter and, you know, kind of break their boons a bit more.
Oh, I see. I get it up there and then I shatter it. Okay.
Yeah. The F3
Sorry, I'm
being
just so
the
used to
better.
virtuoso.
F3 has a bit of a bonus versus the F1 and F2 because it does have a daze on it, so you'll take off some more stability.
Getting healthy.
Like the clones from your one skill on Scepter, those appear up on the wall too, like if you're hitting a cannon or something. Or
Some
someone on
IOL
siege,
cannons.
right? They'll like appear around what you're hitting.
Right, whatever you're targeting.
So I'm gonna go down, someone IOL me, and you'll see it on my bar if you target me.
Ready?
I'm about to go down.
Where's the
Illusion.
damage?
Illusion.
Well, now, you can keep illusioning me over and over again. It doesn't have a cooldown for me.
But if you see that on your bar, get back to squad. You're gonna go down.
Yeah, it can be very temporary if we're not getting downs right away.
So, really, we're sticking in rifle for the most part, unless we're trying to pull.
Basically.
If we're pushing, you might want to be in
Scepter
in
2
just
into it?
Yeah, maybe, but I mean, really, most of the time, rifle's more active. Yeah, it's gonna be a trial. I mean, we'll see how well, and maybe we can overlap it with another class that gives a little bit of stability. But we do have some from the Tempest anyway, so
And what if we want Veil? Which skill are we replacing?
that's it's gonna be kind of situational. I would probably keep the illusion over the well, but that depends on how many other illusions we have.
Okay.
I would base it on what's in your line.
Oh,
If
if
you're
we,
in a
if we have
line-
enough stab, would you
Yeah, if
get
you're in a
rid
line
of
with
the
a
bell?
firebrand, you can probably drop the well. If you are the stab for your line, it might not be a good idea to drop the extra stab.
And the grab well's the only other one I don't think I've mentioned at all, but also being at range, you can kind of set up a lot of things. You can use it in relation to your pull, pulling them first and then grab welling, or grab welling and pulling them into it. It's really good for chokes and CCs for a call for a breach or bubble. That's also a call for a grab well if you have it ready. Lock them in that thing.
Invigorate. Rage at maximum. That had to hurt.
So if everyone wants to get rid of their clones, when we're at range, getting ready to get into combat, you have a thing on your bar called Continuum Split. It's really easy to kill yourself with it. So be very cognizant when you're using it. But if you're not in combat, you can use 2 grav wells. If you cast grav well and then hit Continuum Split and then just let it happen, you'll get another grav well every time. Works every time.
Dauntless.
If you're in combat, be very careful of that skill because you'll teleport back.
Shadow reset from the sigil. I know the sigil you're talking about, yeah.
The signet, I mean.
Yeah, for the heal signet.
I hadn't thought about
no.
that, but that... I mean, that would be like a lot of more doses of little stab, but it might be better overall. Lack of
Yeah.
Aegis, though. I mean, 4 seconds of Aegis is something, but we could
60.
See.
60-second cooldown though.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's only once per fight. That's not great. So. I don't know. I don't really find that the shatters stay on cooldown that long though. Like if we feel like we're not able to maintain stab with what we've got, we could try the.
I require more energy.
That'll give us a big more use of the group stun break too, because that's on a 50-second cooldown. Your distortion.
That's a good point. Yeah. Swapping Well of Precog.
You get Aegis on charging the mantra of concentration. So if you do need to recharge it during a fight, you'll get stab and Aegis from it.
Hopefully we maintain some Aegis. It's really not that many classes that even give it, so. So yeah, recharge, and then yeah, I have my F4 back right away. And you get bonus clones. That's a good contender. I mean, that might be overall better stab coverage. And all the other stuff the Shatters have.
Oh, to use the signet to recharge F4.
Right, so...
Yeah, is that mainly why we're wanting to increase stab? Because F4 gives the most, and you don't even have to have it fully charged for it to be effective, right?
Concentration.
Am I reading that wrong?
You talking about the Signet or what?
Well, no, so for F4, even if you don't have any clones, it's still going to do stab, whereas the other ones, like if I F1 and I don't have any clones, the stab is like, I don't even think it activates,
right?
does it?
No, it's like 1 second, I think.
Oh, okay.
And I think you get, I forget, maybe it's like 1 second per clone.
Clones are really hard to keep up in combat, so it's kind of... You might get a bonus from one of them, but you can't really count on it too much.
That's why I wondered, like, how quickly do they generate?
Not fast enough for you to really have to worry about it.
Is
It's
it one of
not
those,
bad
like,
to
as
have
soon
them,
as you
but-
see some, you shatter them? Because, like, you'll never get to 3?
With this
I always
build, yeah.
I always played it where I just used my shatters regardless of if I had clones or not.
Right.
Because it's just too hard to try to synergize.
Waiting until you get to 3.
Yeah, like you still get the benefits. It's not as much, but like you're just looking to get the short-term benefits, I think. And then your 4 is kind of like your guaranteed, stacks for a significant amount of time. One.
So yeah, jump out of the arena right quick and swap that out, guys. That'll be worth it testing out. So taking out Well of Precognition, the area skill, putting in Signet of Illusions at the bottom.
Same teams.
Yeah.
I pray to the spirits of the wild. Always be loyal to your crew.
Yeah, I set up some little obstacle course around there to kind of practice with stability, and one for cripple to practice with resistance as well. Try to run around the circle a bit and see if you can not get knocked over. But yeah, if you didn't follow what we were saying with the Signet though, the idea is you can use all 4 of your shatters, then you do the Signet to refresh them all. and then you have them all over again, so you can pump out more stability.
Do clones count as a hit cap for skills?
A great question.
Because that just generating passively clones could help us mitigate a little bit of their first spike.
I think they do, and that could be a nice side bonus. Having them just bonus bumping out. They could be a problem for some stuff, like maybe stealthing, or like pulling aggro from a boss or something. But generally, I think it'll help.
I don't think we're stealthing enough where that matters because we're hitting like a veil, so it shouldn't make too much of a difference because there's no cap on that.
It's just something like maybe if we're trying to pull a lord somewhere, you're going to be the one holding things up. You have to remember to shatter your guys because they keep running at the lord. Let's see. Otherwise, I mean, it's just going to be a bit of practice. It is a different kind of build than many, but you can do a lot of fun things.
If you're out of all your shatters and all you have left is Continuum Split, press the skill twice to cancel the... It doesn't cancel the teleport back, but it cancels the teleport back. You just hit the skill twice.
And the only other bit would be, I talked about Veil, which is pretty straightforward, but it's not always played the best. Mostly meaning it's put out way too far from the group. And it goes down just like the Focus 4 and looks identical to it. So from the other side you can't always tell which is which we can use to kind of fake it sometimes. But the Veil, yeah, you just put it close to us. Like if I'm here, like I would expect it to be that close, like not really far out there. Can also see the veils, and they can then go to them or bomb them. So it's if we're playing them, play them real close, maybe to one side, depending on what the commander calls.
I'm gonna put one down so you can actually like see it on the ground, which is why we can see people's veils. That's a veil, very noticeable.
Nice purple line on the ground area. If you are the one playing the Veil, just pay attention to the commander's calls. And I mean, if we're making a getaway, they may not remember to call it, but it's not bad to throw down there if we're not actively fighting. And the only other one really would be Portal. I mean, that's the big responsibility. You might wipe the whole group skill, but
He's a different build when I Portal.
Have to have Harmony give a training on that.
She's never put that down.
Yeah, no, that would be best with a different build completely, like having a different template set up just for portaling, because you'd want to run Blink, you'd want to run a Stun Break, you'd want to run extra stealth, Mass Invis.
That's the one I use.
Actually, for Veil, because it does have a 72-second cooldown, if you're the person with Veil, cast Continuum Split, and then put down Veil, and then C-Split will end. You don't have to have clones for it to work. Just, like, hit Continuum Split, drop the Veil, and then let C-Split end. And then you'll get another Veil that you can use later.
Tell me that order again.
Use Continuum Split, use Veil, let Continuum Split end. Works every time. If we're not moving, like if we're stacking, we're like, hey, I want a Veil, we're gonna go in, hit Continuum Split, drop the Veil. It'll just work every time.
So kind of like a Mimic.
Yeah, it's basically Mimic, but it's on a very long cooldown.
Never felt better.
And if you don't get it, it's fine. But it's just something you can try.
Yeah, the continuum split and the portaling, like I would consider that more advanced chronoing. I wouldn't ask anybody new to it to do that.
Getting help.
But as you learn it and get better, it only gives you more options. All right, any questions at all on the art of chroning?
I don't know if Criff said it or not, but if you're in rifle and you see skill 3, use it again, and you'll get Cat's Aura.
Good point. Yeah.
Always use it. Like if you use the skill one time, use it again.
And what combo does that make?
It makes an ethereal field, but the second skill is the blast finisher. So it gives Chaos Aura. So like if you use it, just hit it again.
One other thing to note is you are passively fast. One of the chrono traits makes you 25% faster. So you will need to intentionally stutter your steps, or else you're going to outrun the tag and everybody else. But that makes it so you don't really need Relic of Speed.
I was just going to say, what should we use then?
It's honestly,
Firebrand, right?
I think I have Ceres up there. We could probably do something better that's more support focused.
Airbrand's good, Citadel's good, Herald's good if you need more boon duration. There's a lot of options.
Yeah, the Gravwell's fun, the pulls are fun. Getting off a clutch revive and turning the fight by saving 3 people is really, really rewarding. And shatters are, I don't know, I enjoy the build in general. Yeah, any other chrono questions at all? You guys can definitely hang out and pull each other and play with the traps all you want.
So what is the role like in a party? We're probably only running maybe 1 or 2, right? Or are we thinking this could be just part of a regular party comp?
This can be a Firebrand replacement.
Yeah, like crew in
okay.
a lot of guilds have just dished Firebrand totally, and they just use Guardians for damage. So if it's played right and it has other stuff that helps pad the stability, yeah, we should be good to kind of have parties that have only a Chrono and an Ellie, and then that will let us not need to have as many Firebrands.
Okay.
Class diversity.
I don't like want to get rid of Firebrand. I mean, we have lots of really good Firebrands, and it's got a lot of other unique things that bring a lot, but we aren't ever running enough Chronos. Like, we need at least, when we're bigger, it's really good to have at least 2 so we can properly do a double portal and have enough res utility to actually stay alive. Because 1 illusion from the commander is not enough. Like, we really need to cover that instant, oh, we need to save someone. Plus, you can stun the crap out of people when they push with the grapple, and nobody else has that kind of utility.
And how is Illusion of Life better than Signet of Mercy? Is it just quicker to get off?
100%.
Because I feel like, yeah, because I feel like that's why I hardly ever use it as Firebrand. Is it? I'm always getting interrupted trying to use it. Kind of like Tiger was last night with the Ellie one.
It is a 2-second cast time, which is an eternity.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'd like to practice the illusion of life out of anything you practice. So let's just take turns dying, and I'll switch teams and die. But it's a really big AOE, whereas the Guardian one, the Signet, is really small. So it's very hard to hit. I mean, if good Firebrands can do it, but it's not easy. you have to really get it right on top of them. Whereas, yeah, go ahead and just kill me, whoever's on the not me team.
I just set up a bunch of damaging turrets. They will kill you quick.
Oh, they do.
There's 3 of them. They should be killing you quick.
It has a little bit of a cast time, but it's not much. So
Structural integrity compromised.
there, get an illusion off on Tannis. He's over there dying. Alright, I'll get it.
Illusioning.
Go.
Oh, someone did it.
Other team's dying. Somebody save the other guys. There we go. Another illusion. I'm still alive. Stand in a trap or something.
But
And,
then later
are
we're
you
going to have
still
to hand res them,
invincible?
right?
I think I went on the blue team. What was that, Tannis?
But then, like, in the middle of battle, we need to stick with the group, but we're probably going to have to hand res them, right? At that point, when they go down again?
So it
Or do we have
depends.
enough barrier?
Barrier doesn't work like that anymore. They got rid of that interaction.
Well,
If
that was rude.
if
Yeah.
you are IOL'd and somebody dies, like you kill an enemy and you get credit for it, you rally, so you'll lose the IOL buff because you'll still be alive.
Oh, awesome.
So you can
okay.
rally with IOL. You just gotta watch your bar. Basically, if you see IOL on your bar, you need to get back to tag and stay there. And either hope that you go down on tag and we can pick you up quick, or you rally.
And everyone in the guild should know that, and they should, if they go down and get an insta-res, get the hell back. A bit further back than they normally would be. Because, yeah, you might go down again. I mean, ideally the fight goes well and we turn it and we get some downs and you stay up, but it doesn't always go that way.
Getting healthy.
Well, this will be kind of fun, because it's a lot like the engineer where you're just using the short bow just on the group all the time. But it's also just providing stab. And if we get really good, we can be the covert veil portal people.
Except
think
the
it's-
portal build is different. You want to use like mass invis if you're doing that
I
shit.
saw, your whole. I'm kind of looking at that right now.
Yeah, it's a completely different build.
It's good,
Learn
like... Go ahead.
I'd learn regular Chrono first before you try to
Oh,
do
yeah.
that kind of crap.
There's the power.
Because do you change traits when you do that build too?
Yes.
Ah,
I
well,
want
there-
more. I want more stealth.
The one I posted has longer stealth and like super speed on stealth and everything to support just doing that.
okay.
Rage at maximum.
Focus on learning like regular Chrono first before you start really screwing around with it.
Yeah.
It is
It's
just
really
so
easy to scale
inspired by
portal.
Harmony's portal.
I still need to edit that.
Getting healthy.
But then I think if I do that, then somebody will edit some stupid shit I did. Which is probably every night.
Now we'll have to be looking.
Yeah, they'll be like, just pick a day. Is reset in 15 minutes? I don't know why I can't get my times right.
It is, yeah, so...
Yes,
If anybody wants to play that.
for the last time.
Yeah, for the lab, then time change, which
Then it's 10. Well, at least here it's 10, I think.
yeah. Cool. That's awesome training. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get some more people that enjoy it, and we'll just be excited to play. Because yeah, we do definitely need a few more. So yeah, new team starting up in 15 minutes, so that's worth checking out. And otherwise, we'll hopefully see some new Chronos
There's the
on
power. Rage
Monday.
at maximum.
Thanks, Griff.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Griff.
See you later.
Thank you.
See you guys.